Someone hacked the menu board to display obscene messages about our colleague, Mr. Blevins. Is this the most advanced geological project ever undertaken, or a junior high locker room? Come on, people.
I ask again, as I've asked 1,000 times. Speak to me. What more would you have me do? Is there no prayer that will reach you? No mark? Ah! I can't help you if you won't speak! A whisper is all I ask, to guide me. Who? No. How? How did you get here? The way was sealed by the spirit herself.
I used one of these. I could show you.
Yes, show me. Please.
But I'll bet the goal's the same. Get the light back to the source.
Oh, it would help if I had my mic on. I didn't realize I had my mic off. I apologize. But this is the DLC. This is the Frozen Wilds DLC. So these are all the so you're actually helping a tribe north of your starting location, and fidgeting with all this stuff.
Auxiliary channel recovered. Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. Is someone there? Aurea? Aurea, I need you.
Authorized transmission. Return to scheduled task.
No, I will not submit. Aurea, the daemon is forcing you. Aurea, please.
Transmission terminated.
You brought the spirit's voice back. You heard it. The voice of the spirit calling to me from the heights of Thunder's drum. She was able to throw off the bonds of the daemon for a moment. Because of what you did. Who are you? And what do you want?
I'm Aloy. Naltuk sent me. He thought that you could use my help.
He was not mistaken. You've been a revelation. Now I know for certain that the spirit endures. Perhaps together we can find a way to set her free.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I came all this way for answers, and so far, I haven't heard any.
It seems to me that you are the answer. But of course, I'll tell you all I can.
So this is the, your standard tree. You can ask for more information about such things, or you can actually move on to the move on with the story quest. So
The daemon. What do you know about it?
I spoke with the spirit many times. First here, then inside Thunder's drum. The last time, she told me she was under attack by something that could not be seen by mortal eyes. Something evil. She named it the daemon, and said it needed her power to do what it willed. And she begged me for help, to find a way to destroy her, if necessary, to keep it from using her. That was 5 years ago. I didn't hear her voice again. Until today.
What kept you from the spirit, after it begged for help?
I went to Artok, hoping he could protect her. But the war with the Karja still raged, and before I could reach him, I was ambushed by the Mad Sun King's kestrels, and taken to Meridian in chains. I wasn't able to return to Thunder's drum until long after the liberation, not until last thaw.
You said you returned to Thunder's drum. That was the expedition that went bad. I saw the funeral.
Yes. Once there was finally peace with the Karja, Aratak and I gathered a Werek of great hunters to defeat the daemon. And yet, the old door to Thunder's drum was gone, replaced by a gate we could not pass, and many machines. We were crushed. Aratak called a retreat, but we had already lost our best. We abandoned them to the snow as we fell back.
It is really nice animation.
You and I could not agree on what to do next. So I came here, hoping against hope to hear the spirit again. And because of you, I did.
What's funny is when Aloy gets really sassy, the voice acting and stuff like that's really on point.
You seem to have a history with this voice, this spirit.
She saved my life. Here, Years ago, during the war with the Karja, a raid scattered my Werak. I was cut off, alone. I lured the enemy into the Rime Drift, hoping to lose them in the mist, but they endured, so I took refuge in this cave. That's when I heard her voice. A wanderer, lost like me. A spirit of the blue light, yet sundered from it. She asked me for aid. She chose me, but I was in no position to help, not with the Karja after me. So she helped me first. By closing a door on the mountain below, one you must have opened to get here. Locked by means similar to those found in this room. It kept the Karja from reaching me. Safe from them. I was able to do as she asked.
What did the spirit want from you?
She said she was hurt. Incomplete. She needed bones. Parts not unlike what you'd find in a machine. They were here, in this room. She wanted me to bring them to Thunder's Drum. So I did, and she showed me how to heal her. So began our communion.
You had a communion with the spirit?
Yes. Inside Thunder's Drum is a room like this one, only larger, with an altar. I went there many times to speak with her.
What did she say?
She told me she was lost and needed my help. She asked questions about our lands, our tribe, and she listened. With patience. With wisdom. I told her things long kept silent about my family, my dreams, my fears. She never tired of me. Never judged. We kept each other's company.
AI, gotta love it.
Aurea, what do you think the spirit is?
I see. You are not Banuk, and our songs are not familiar to you. You do not know of the blue light. That which struggles to survive in our hearts and animates the machines. The essence of life, and in its purest form. Harmony. As the anger of the machines grows, this light has faded from the world, and the spirits it sustains are stranded. That's what she is. A lost soul, cut off from what it needs. Lonely, forsaken. I must help her. We must.
I'm not sure if I understand. But I want to.
That's all I need.
Bergren said you might know something about a man named Silence. That you may have had dealings with him at the Conclave?
When that name is spoken, secrets soon follow. Or vanish, as the case may be. Why do you want to know?
He's done some terrible things. But he's also helped me when no one else could. I don't know as much about him as I'd like to.
I would imagine his aid is very powerful. It will not come without cost. Unfortunately, I am sworn to an oath of secrecy by the Conclave on this matter.
I get that. But you and I are trying to help each other, right?
Yes, but I would be breaking an oath, and that I cannot do.
About Silence?
I've told you all I can. There's nothing more I can say.
Okay, well, had to give it another shot.
Let's see if I've got this straight. We heard two voices. One you call the spirit, captured somehow by the one you call a daemon. Whatever this daemon is, it's related to the machines and why they've become more dangerous. I want to know how. Both the spirit and the daemon are on a mountain, Thunder's Drum. So why don't we go there and figure out what it all means?
We can't. Thunder's Drum is dangerous, more than you can imagine. The daemon has secured it. Besides, Aratak won't let us go. As chieftain, he controls the pass to the mountain, and he can't be reasoned with.
Sounds like you need a new chieftain.
Huh. There's an idea that's certain to win us friends. Well, you said you were a hunter. And I'll wager you're not an ordinary one. It's not impossible, even for an outlander. And Aratak couldn't refuse the challenge if you were known among the Werak.
Wait, me? Challenge Aratak? I don't want to be chieftain of anything, much less a bunch of Banuk that don't want me.
But you want to go to Thunder's Drum, don't you? You heard the spirit. She is suffering, tormented by the daemon. She longs to be free. And perhaps, when released from her bonds, she can give you the answers you seek.
I can't believe I'm agreeing to this. Fine. What do I have to do?
Get the Werak's attention to show the worth of your claim. Win at the hunting grounds. Kill bandits that prey on the cut.
It's kind of assumed.
Or speak to my friend Sakuli. You help her, you'll definitely get noticed. Do all you can. When the time comes for you to throw your spear at Aratak's feet, I will be there to back your claim. Until then, I'll be here to answer any questions you have about the challenge. Oh, and one more thing. In the box over there is a weapon, like my own. Take it. You may find it useful.
Let's see what cool weapon I got. No. With Aloy, it's at least in her normal armor, this is actually the super high-end, you gotta jump through about 6 different quest armor. But in her normal armor, she looks more like a hunter, along with the bow on her back and her various other weapons, so... Let's see what this Storm Slinger is. By the way, all the weapons, well, all the high-end weapons, the purple weapons, those are, you get later in the game. And then you get all sorts of assortment of things you can put on your weapons or your clothing to make it, you know, do more damage or more resistant to a certain type of attack. And then all the resources. Trade, buy, sell. You get a lot of these off of animals in the world and also off of the robots you fight. And these are also used all in your arrow making and other such things, and you can make all sorts of different arrows and potions, and it's actually quite robust in its crafting system. Simple but robust. And these are all like different packs that or boxes that I've picked up from various places. A lot of these things have stuff I can use, like that's a rock. I've got 10 rocks I can't use anymore. Rocks are used to throw at different locations and distract people. So let's see. Chill water. Metal shards. Metal shards are both currency and repair and creation materials, so it's kind of fun. More metal shards. Wire, another crafting material. A Banuk Storm Slinger. We'll have to check out that Banuk. And then a fire coil and a fire coil, which basically makes things does more fire damage. So let's see here. Inventory. So this weapon, my Shadow Hunter bow, has fire arrows. That middle arrow set there. If I plunked those modifications on it, it would increase the amount of damage that those fire arrows do. Right now I have, if you can see up there above the picture of the bow, I have 3 modifications on it for 3 slots. One is for damage, that's the top one. One increases fire damage, that's the middle, and the bottom is increase in handling. Basically, how much your sight jiggles and how fast you can pull the bow, or how fast you can cock the bow. Let's see what this is. I have to play with this. It's a blue level. So there are 4 levels of items in game. There's a white or a gray level. Let me show you here. These kind of gray or white level resources, which are your common everyday stuff. There's green resources, which are uncommon, as the description suggests. Rare are blue, and then you have purple, which are very rare. Let's see here. Animal figures. There are collectibles within the game. In the DLC, there are animal figures and pigments. So, and this is just a secondary currency, something that you can both pick up. You pick up and trade for very powerful items. Let's see here. Let's see, I've got carry capacity. Oh, hey, I can up carry capacity also. You also can, in crafting, you actually craft bigger pouches and stuff like that for use in battle. So, like my Terra Blaster, I can actually upgrade that now, but I think I need that goose skin for a trade I want to perform. Stormslinger. Oh, hey. Metal Vessel, Ridgewood, and Metal Shards. I got plenty of each, so I'm going to increase that. And I need to go hunt a squirrel to get some squirrel bones to make it up to the next level of capacity. And you see over there, and on the right side of the screen, the costs. So metal shards are, like I said, a currency and a crafting item. Squirrel bones is a green level pickup on squirrels that you can hunt, and then bony meat, for whatever reason, it requires meat to make a pouch, but it requires 10 bony meat, which you pick up through hunting as well. Let's see what the tutorial is. Very powerful weapon. So, to complete this tutorial, I have to go out into the world and shock, and use the Stormslinger to shock 3 enemies using those bolts. So basically I have to build, the enemies have a natural resistance to most things. They're weak, but they have a resistance, so it takes like 2 or 3 good shots, maybe 4 depending on how big they are and such and so forth, to actually build up the necessary charge or corruption or fire in them for them to start feeling the effects and do damage. I can show you that a little bit better when we get out into the world. This is actually a good thing. This notebook actually keeps track, or at least this first part of it, keeps track of each animal you've encountered. And then actually tells you, like if I go in here, actually tells you and highlights, tells you about the animal, and then like if they have any weaknesses, where on their body their weakness is, all that fun stuff. And then also the override system, which basically lets you run up and use that spear that you have to override their programming and basically turn it from hostile to an ally. That's actually a lot of fun. Hard though, but a lot of fun. To do the override, you have to do a lot of sneaking. And then there's some new animals like the Scorcher for the wild. It looks like a very large wolf. And then the Frostclaw, which is based off of a bear. And they are a bitch to take down. I had to fight one to get to where I'm at. It was no bueno at all. So let's see here. Let's see. I've got skill points, but I've only got 1. I was level 50 when I started this, so I was able to actually buy. I actually had all these skills bought from the primary game, and then the Traveler Tree here was brought in as part of the DLC. And because I was level 50 when I started this, which was max level at the time, I could pretty much kind of just buy all these. But as you progress, you gather up enough skill points to buy, different types of stuff, different types of skills, and of course each skill has different things. Like prowlers are your very much your stealth-oriented style skills. Brave are long-range combat, and actually your close combat, or close, long-range, open combat kind of things. And foragers are your abilities to pick up and pull things and attract things to you, like different pickups from animals. Some of these affect the amount of goods you'll pull off of an animal when you take it down or what have you. So let's see here. So let's go to the map. Go to the overworld here. This is the overworld. All of the overworld. And everything on here has a different meaning. These green campfires you see around are save and warp points. These are merchants. I'm sorry. These icons here are merchants. Each of the animal icons is a nest of that type of animal. Vantage points are basically how you understand the world of what it was and how it's turned into now. Like one of these vantage points is the it's not down here. I think it's actually this one. This vantage point here. One of these vantage points is the aircraft or the Air Force Academy up in Colorado Springs. It is quite a lot, and you can narrow them down. Like you can toggle the icons off and on. So like if you don't want to see all the machines, you can take them off. You don't need to see merchants. You're just trying to get from point A to point B. Cauldrons are where you pick up your ability to override animals. Tall necks are how you see the map. When you first actually get into the map, it will look like this area. Let me zoom in here. Like this area. Cloudy, and you can't really see the terrain underneath it. That's basically just, the unknown. And you can walk through, like, say this entire area over here was cloudy. You could walk through it, and a certain portion of your path would then be illuminated on the map. You would actually see the terrain underneath. But they have these animals called tall necks, which are basically climbing challenges. And you climb up to the top, and you override them, and then it opens up. It basically clears an entire area of the map, and you can see where markers are and where your animals are and such and so forth. It actually opens up the map to where you're not having to explore every inch, but it shows you the map in its entirety. Like I said, that's a fun challenge. Let's see here. Bandit camps are just what they sound like. You go in there, and they're basically XP farms. You go into the bandit camp, and you clear it, and you get you get rewards and such and so forth. Corrupted zones play into the primary game. Those are areas where corruption, basically making the animals go crazy and are much tougher. Those animals lurk, and you go in there and you clear it out. And if you clear it out, you get rewards and all that stuff. There are collectibles to find in the game, and they are scattered all over the place. Settlements are self-explanatory. They're where the people of the world actually now are. Ancient ruins are cities of old. The modern cities. Ruins are similar to what you just saw me go through to go meet the lady. They're exploratory areas. And control towers are actually new to the DLC. They're places where the daemon actually controls and protects a much larger area of animals. So, a lot of fun. And we're going to turn all these back on. So let's see here. I gotta go back here. Which is that. Oh, okay, that's the bandit camp. So I gotta go save someone from the bandit camp. Or clear out the bandit camp to proceed in the main mission. Let's see here. What's this? Oh, complete the hunting grounds to prove that I'm that I've got the chutzpah to be chief. So this is actually a 3-part mission. Go to the grounds up here, clear out this bandit camp, and then go challenge Boyo down here to complete the quest. But I'm not going to complete the quest this time. I'm actually going to go up here, because that will help me upgrade my melee weapon and the device that you saw me stick into the hole and do the whole override thing on the computer. So that is over here in quest. That's secret shared. So, and then by bringing up that and saying, okay, I want to go to secret shared instead of the primary quest, and then puts a marker over there, and now it guides me. Oh, how do you get meat? I'm sorry, I just saw your question. There are the big animals are machines, but there are badgers and goats and wild boars and geese and rabbits, squirrels, and all that fun stuff who still exist in this world. So that's how you get that's how you get meat. Let me show you. Let's see here. Let me get out of here. No, nothing that big. Let's see here. Alright, so we gotta go. Oh, hey.
An animal carving from long ago.
And then an audio log. So scan the data. Oh.
Kenny and I don't need to fight about the laundry, so instead we fight about incommensurability and restrictions on machine intelligence.
Let's see here, what's this? Okay, this is the direction we came from. I don't remember. Yes, that was the place we came from, so we gotta go this way.
Everything's freezing. The ground, the air, me.
By the way, hang on. I want to do something here. Oh, we don't want any. Let's see here. I'm going to hide the UI. This is camera mode, and you can do all sorts of things. This is a really pretty game. I just want to show. Oh, by the way, that big giant hulking mountain of doom, that's the drum top they were talking about. And yeah, I don't know. You could always find out. How it tastes. That could be interesting. Let's see now. How do I get down? Do I just jump down, or is there a way down? Because usually if you climb really high up, they usually provide a nice way down. We'll take this bike. There we go. Make sure there's nothing around here that's valuable. Nope. Alright, so let's continue this path. I wonder if there's any goats or anything around. Oh, the little bubble and the little whoop sound you hear from my controller, that's the focus. That's the little device on Aloy's head that helps her see and interact with the machines. It's really cool. Crafting materials. Yay, crafting. Never have too much crafting. That she does. That she does. Okay, I have to admit, this is cool. Wow. I have to admit, this is something I haven't seen with the fog. Usually it clears up by the time I get to a place. This is pretty. And in photo mode, you can do all sorts of things. Like you can turn on or off depth of field, move things around, turn up and down brightness, your exposure time. I mean, you can pretty much do everything in this that you can on a camera. It's pretty damn awesome. So now we just take this nice this thing down. Nope, that's not a zip line. Where is it? Yeah, actually, it is yellow. I can take it down. That's the way I need to go, though. That is the way I need to go. So guess what I'm going to do? If I can land this jump. And these are the machines. This is the charger. Okay, well I gotta go too, because my dinner is also ready. But that's just a little bit of a taste of the game, so I thought you might enjoy it. I will talk to you later. No problem. Hopefully, this is kind of showing you what could possibly be. What you could possibly be seeing if you wanted to boot up your game and start playing along. Because it's a lot of fun. It is a very pretty and a lot of fun game. You would definitely enjoy it. So I suggest booting it up. Anyway, I will talk to you later.